Hey everyone, CPO here, and I got a phone call from my son CJ. He said he had a check engine light come on the 2004 TJ. I told him just go ahead and drive it home if all the gauges looked good, and I would check it when we got here. So I'm going to take you along for that journey, and the reason I'm doing that is because a lot of people don't realize you can check the codes without a code reader on these TJs. So I don't know what years, I don't know what parameters have to be in place for this to work. It works on ours, so if you have a check engine light, try it. Again, I don't know if it works on all of them or just some years or what have you. But anyway, let me show you how we check this. And I have a pretty good guess on which code that is. I think it's going to be an evap leak, but let's check it and find out. All right, to check the codes, all we're going to do is insert the key. We're going to turn it on 3 times in fairly rapid succession without starting it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And now you'll see the code up there in the dash, P0455 and 1685. Done. So that means that there are 2 codes. One of them was already there, but let me look up the other one. Actually, I'll look them both up for you and I'll explain the first one. All right, so I just did a search for P0455 code, and it doesn't take very long to figure out that this is an evap system link. This is something that is pretty common, and what I suspected his code was, and generally it's a gas cap isn't either clicked in all the way or it's a failing gas cap seal or something. So yeah, I get those from time to time, even in the JK. I don't worry about those, but usually it's a gas cap, almost always. There's some other things that can go wrong, but you know, checking the gas cap, making sure it's clicked on there well is the first step of that. And yeah, and then we'll just keep an eye on it. So I'm not worried. Let's look up the other code. All right, so P1685 is the one that was already in there. I never cleared it, but I know what it is. And that one is invalid skim key. Again, it's pretty easy just to find out what these codes mean. So the reason that code is there is because one time I actually tried to start his Jeep with my JK key on accident. Just wasn't thinking, grab my key, tried to start it. Obviously the chip is not going to work out well. Interestingly enough though, the key did turn in the cylinder, which tells me his cylinder's probably pretty worn out, but because it didn't have the right chip for security, it wouldn't start. But that's why that code's there, and I never cleared it, so there it is. So his real code that we're dealing with today is the evap leak. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just double check that his gas cap is on nice and tight, and we'll go clear that code at the battery. All right, in order to clear the code, what we're going to do is disconnect the battery. Why do you do the negative side? It's always the safe side, because look, if I touch metal, which I'm touching this frame here, or anything else, it doesn't matter because this is already grounded. If I did the same thing with that positive terminal, I would short things out and cause all kinds of problems. So that's why we always start with the negative side. And if we're going to just remove one side, we always do the negative side. All right, so I'm going to leave that off, and I'll leave it off for about 10 minutes, let the computer sort of reset, and put it back on, and then the code should be cleared, and we'll keep an eye on it and see if it comes back up, then it may be something else to worry about. But if it doesn't come back quickly, I'm going to assume it was the gas cap. Anyway guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.